Welcome back to Fable's Adventures. We love that you're here, and we're continuing to make changes trying to make things better. Hit like, subscribe, and comment to let us know. This is the channel where you can find daily audio stories that are taken from the community feed of Fable's Adventures, the iOS app. Today's story is entitled Sanctuary of Echoes. If you would like to have one of your stories featured here on our channel, download the Fable's Adventures app at the Apple App Store. The link is in the description, and start creating today. For now, enjoy Sanctuary of Echoes.
The weight of echoes. You don't realize you're drowning until the water tastes like home. It happens on the third day at the Sanctuary of Echoes, when Brother Aldrich leads you through the resonance halls and your mechanical voice, that precise, humming articulation of brass and spellwork, catches against the stone in a way that makes the canyon sing back. Not an echo, something else, something alive. The monks had warned you about this in their careful, circling way. We preserve, they said. We do not create. But you've never been good at warnings, never been good at the difference between preservation and performance, between keeping something safe and keeping something alive. Your joints ache. They always ache. A reminder that you're stitched together from fragments of other people's magic, held together by hope and clockwork. You move through the monastery's corridors like a thief, all nervous energy and careful footfalls. The monks glide past in their grey robes, eyes lowered, and you perform for them anyway. A joke here, a small conjuring there. Shadows that bend at your command, dancing just beyond their peripheral vision. Proof that you're worth noticing, worth keeping around, worth something. This is your pattern. This is how you've survived 100 monasteries, 1,000 towns where no one wanted a wonder-touch thing that talks too fast and feels too much. But here, in this place built from the wreckage of a civilization that learned stories could break the world, your tricks don't work the way they used to. Brother Aldrich is old in the way that stone is old, patient, immovable. He shows you the containment halls on the fourth morning, and you feel it immediately. The wrongness. The walls don't just absorb sound here, they trap it. Centuries of whispered histories pressed into the acoustic chambers like flowers in a book. Stories so dangerous, so reality-warping, that the entire architecture of the sanctuary exists to keep them from being fully remembered. We lost 3 cities, Aldrich says, and his voice is so quiet you have to lean in to hear it. 3 civilizations. Because they discovered that spoken stories, recorded with perfect fidelity, could alter what was real. Could rewrite history if enough people believed the new version. The monastery was built as a refuge, a place to contain that knowledge. You nod like you understand, but you don't. Not really. Because you've spent your entire existence trying to create stories. To make people believe in you through narrative, through performance, through the sheer force of a well-told lie. You are, fundamentally, exactly what this place was built to prevent. It starts small, innocent, almost. You tell a story in the central chamber about a mechanical being searching for belonging, and your voice, that peculiar spellcraft-touched articulation, imprints itself into the stone. Not as an echo, as something permanent. The canyon walls shift. A hidden alcove reveals itself, filled with journals from the original architects. Tales of refugees, of fear, of the decision to build walls that would suppress memory itself. The monks find you standing in front of the exposed alcove, and their faces do something complicated. Aldrich's jaw tightens. Younger monks whisper to each other in that rapid hand signal language they use when they think you're not watching. It's just a story, you say, and your voice cracks with the desperate brightness of someone used to charming their way out of trouble. Just a little performance, harmless. But it's not harmless. You can feel it in the way the stone continues to hum, in the way new chambers keep revealing themselves every time you speak, in the way the monk's eyes track you now with something that might be fear. Zephyr would know what to do. Zephyr always knows. Your partner, enigmatic in that way that makes you want to both trust them completely and question everything they've ever told you, would probably tell you to leave. To slip away into the mist and find another town, another stage, another audience that doesn't know yet that you're fundamentally incompatible with stability. But Zephyr isn't here, and you're tired of leaving, so instead, you stay. You watch the monks carefully. You study their routines. You begin to understand the weight they carry. This burden of preservation, of keeping dangerous knowledge locked away so thoroughly that even memory becomes a form of violence. And you? H for them, because you understand that kind of isolation, that kind of constant vigilance against your own nature. On the seventh night, you find yourself in the archive with Brother Aldrich. The old monk sits cross-legged on the stone floor, surrounded by journals. His fingers tremble as he reads. "I was here," he says, "when we made the decision to build the containment halls, to create architecture that could suppress memory itself." He looks up at you, and his eyes are the color of ash. "We thought we were saving people, preventing another catastrophe, but all we did was create a beautiful prison." You sit down across from him. Your mechanical joints creak. The sound echoes, naturally this time, safely. "Why are you telling me this?" you ask. "Because," Aldrich says, "your stories are revealing what we've spent 400 years trying to forget, and I think we need to remember." It happens gradually, then all at once. More chambers open, more histories spill out into the light, and with them comes a choice the monastery has been avoiding since its foundation. You realize, with the kind of clarity that feels like looking into a broken mirror, that your search for belonging has become an instrument of transformation. Every story you tell, every shadow you dance, every moment you perform your way into someone's heart, it's undoing. The monastery's entire purpose, it's making the sanctuary dangerous again. It's turning this place of containment into a place of revelation. The monks gather in the central chamber. There are maybe 30 of them, and their faces are a study in contradiction. Fear and hunger and guilt and longing, all pressed together like pages in a book that's been shut too long. Aldrich stands before you. "The question," he says slowly, "is whether a sanctuary that requires you to suppress your nature is actually a sanctuary at all, or whether it's just another cage, prettier than the last one." Your voice stutters, literally, mechanically, a glitch in your spellcraft, because you know what he's asking. Not just about the monastery, about you, about whether you'll change who you fundamentally are in order to belong somewhere. Here's the thing. No one tells you about finding home. Sometimes it requires burning down everything you thought you wanted. You could leave, walk away into the mist, disappear like you always do before anyone figures out that the reason you move so fast is because you're terrified of what happens when people look too closely at you. Or you could stay. You could tell them the truth, that you're not here to save them or destroy them, but that you're also not willing to become smaller, quieter, less you, in order to fit into their carefully preserved world. That real belonging, the kind that sticks, the kind that lasts, doesn't mean changing who you are. It means finding people willing to accept you anyway. You stand up, your mechanical joints sing. "I can't stop," you tell them. "I won't. My stories are going to keep revealing your hidden chambers. My voice is going to keep imprinting itself into your stone, because that's what I am. And if that's incompatible with what this place needs to be, then maybe we need to decide together what the sanctuary of echoes is actually for." The silence that follows is the kind that rings. Brother Aldrich smiles, slow, sad, like someone waking from a very long sleep. "Yes," he says, Maybe we do. On the morning you leave, the monastery looks different. The containment halls are still there, still standing. The dangerous stories are still locked away, still humming behind acoustic barriers. But the central chamber is open now. The alcoves remain exposed, and there's a group of younger monks studying the journals, writing them down, beginning the long work of remembering. They won't let you stay, not permanently, because the truth is, your nature and their mission will always exist in tension. You'll keep revealing what they're trying to contain. You'll keep pushing at the boundaries of their beautiful, suffocating preservation. But they won't ask you to be less, won't ask you to quiet your voice or dim your light. And that hollow, complicated thing that isn't quite victory but tastes like acceptance anyway, is enough. Zephyr is waiting for you at the canyon's edge, exactly where they said they'd be, wearing that expression that suggests they knew exactly how this would end. Learned anything? They ask. You consider this. Consider the broken mirrors and fractured reflections. The way belonging isn't about finding a place that's perfect for you, but about finding people willing to let you be real. Yeah, you say. I learned that home isn't about staying. It's about being known while you're there. Your voice hums, your shadows dance, and for the first time in a very long time, you don't feel like you're running away. You feel like you're running toward something. The mist swallows you both whole.
Thanks for listening to our story today. Our stories at Fables Adventures are created using the Fables Adventures app for iOS, available for both the iPhone and the iPad. And if you have enjoyed the story that you have just heard and want to create stories like this of your own, head over to the Apple App Store and download the app for yourself. There is a link in the description. You can also read the full text of the story that you have just heard at the link in the description of this story as well. Hit like, subscribe to our channel, and please leave us a comment about what you enjoyed about today's story. It really helps. We're trying to do something here at Fables Adventures to support people living with ALS or motor neuron disease, simply by creating content like this for you all to enjoy. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you tomorrow.